Welcome back, everybody.
Yahoo!
This is the 2020 CSI Expo. I am Summerfield Habner, joined in the booth by
Mike D.
And this is Bad Boys TV, bringing you the Scotch Doubles Gold Division Finals. They're playing 8-ball. We have a 1098 total Fargo versus a 1086 Fargo. Let's see.
Tell me the numbers again. 1098 versus
1098, 1086.
Wow, that's close.
It's
12
very
points?
close, yeah. The averages are 549 versus 543.
Wow. Okay.
So, I mean, this is going to be a close match. And obviously, these guys have just had a great tournament. Jason Gladden and Don Baker ran through. They've got the hot seat. So, they're going to have to get beat twice by Ryan Moore and TJ Fioranelli. This is going to be a fun match. If they happen to beat them in the first set, we're going to a second set. Backside is a race to 3. I like to look at this as a race to 7 because I want to think that I'm going to get to that second match if I'm TJ and going to get it right. Ryan, yes.
Way to be, Summer.
Nailed that.
You nailed it.
Totally.
When it comes to
Felt
names,
good.
man, you're on it.
Yeah. Name game, not usually my strongest game.
Ditto.
Yeah. Give a lot of, hey, and it's not that I don't care. It's just, for some reason, I just can't get them to stick.
We are with the live chat. If you have anything to say,
if
we get annoying, please let us know. If you can't hear us talk, if you hear us talk too much, however it goes. And the other thing is, if you know any of these people's people, and maybe they're not super tech savvy, like I always think of my mom or my dad or something, you'd send them a tag, send them something so they can easily find this.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about.
Reach out, let us know.
That link is worth everything to the right people because they can't find it otherwise.
Boy, oh boy, coming out hot. That's a solid break.
Table number 2 score sheet back here.
Yes, we do.
Can we have it, please? Are you through with it?
Oh, I think we got a second one printed out, but I can get another one if you
we
want.
had a second one.
Gone out of the deal, so
Go ahead.
Okay, will you have them print us out a second one? Thank you. That was their score sheet, not ours. I'll be darned.
Really makes you think, doesn't it, Summer?
It really does make you think. I mean, who am I?
Or not.
If that wasn't my score sheet, whose was it?
Right.
What have I been doing with my life? My stripes are solids. Are they stripes or solids? I don't know. I literally don't know. I think they got to be stripes. No.
Good job on the
Got
computer
to
there.
be
Good job.
solids. We're back. All right, we're alive.
Go back. Okay, solids. Okay, here's our score sheet over here on your right. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Score sheet here. Interesting aspect of this, we are playing a $1,200 race to 4 or 7, depending on how things go. Second place comes in with $2,000. First place with $3,200. Fellas at the table right here, Moore and Fioranelli, they've got to win this race to 4 and then a race to 3 to take home the championship. And, man, they're shooting straight right now.
I call that a $1,200 swing.
$1,200 swing.
Yeah.
Yep, I like that. And this is TJ coming to the table. TJ prefers TJ. He says Ryan is pretty sure that people will know him as Hernando Fats, but I'm pretty sure TJ is what he likes.
Okay.
TJ plays, let's see, he plays out of Sticks and Capone's in Spring Hill.
Nice.
Give
way
a shout
to
out to
get back
those
on that
guys.
4-ball. Capone's, is that right?
Yep.
Oh, that's a cool name for a pool room. He got on that 4 really nicely.
Yes, he did. What's going on with that 2-ball?
Yeah, exactly.
Are you trying to get through the gap? Are you trying to get through the gap, play the 5, and then the 2 on the side?
I collided with a lot of balls. I realize I'm using top left with the
To
4-ball to come up, and it just almost hit the 10-ball, but instead hit the 2-ball, if that makes sense.
I feel like I'm going to hit the 10 if I do that. I feel like the top is going to get me to here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We're going to have to see.
I'm definitely going to try and touch that 2-ball.
This is a big shot. So
it is a big shot, yeah, because no matter what happens,
yeah. This is Ryan at the table right now, and Ryan, it turns out, World 9-ball championship in 1976. So that's a big win. And if you don't believe me, it's because that's not true.
Okay.
He was born in 95. He was hoping I was going to make something up for him.
Okay, well, there you go.
And I did.
Okay.
He says this is kind of his first shot at the big dance.
Oh,
I
really?
like that.
Oh, that's cool. Well, I'm glad he dressed up for it.
Oh, man.
He's got his shorts on.
Yeah. I
He's
really
got a
like
sense of humor, so there I go.
totally.
You get what you get.
Rick said that to me the other day. I was going to play on the TV table, and he's like, "Well, you're not dressed to be on the TV table." And I looked down, and I was in my Bad Boys jersey. But what I realized, I was in shorts.
Oh,
I mean, trust me, I am more TV worthy when I'm in shorts and not pouring sweat than in slacks
yes.
or jeans or whatever it may be. Well, man, this table, I loved him getting around that instead of trying to force through it. Because, yeah, from the 5-8 is looking really
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I think it's got a little tough here, though.
Yes, they did. And TJ has a few more notable things under his belt. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, does he really? He's got some more notable things
He
under
does.
his belt. I'm going to let you read them.
TJ was the 2019 runner-up in the TAP League 8-Ball National Championship.
Oh,
So
Tap
plays
League is big in Pacific Northwest.
quite a bit of tap. So 2019 8-Ball Dream Team National Champion and the 2019 Labor Day Classic Champion out of Capone's in Spring Hill, Florida. That's awesome.
Wow. That's
Says
very
he's
cool.
a Predator guy, but he's playing with a Purex and a Poison right now because he just had so much luck with them that he can't put it down.
He's hitting them good, huh? Yeah,
He did,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, I get you. Yeah.
So, and I understand that. It's hard
I
to not
do.
be a little
I
superstitious
hear
when
that
you
a
have
lot
so
about
much success.
golf clubs, and I don't even golf.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you hit good with the garage sale.
Well, making really
driver.
firm contact there. I
Yeah.
don't know if he was trying for the side or what he
I
was
don't know
doing with
how
that, but
worked.
it was a great hit. They want to give a shout out also. I guess they're not at the table. We'll save their shout out for a little while.
That makes
Plenty of time
sense.
to go. This is Don Baker, I believe, coming to the table. Let me make sure.
And he's solids, right?
Yes.
So yeah, he's liking that 5-ball. Maybe even use the 9-ball as a backstop for getting shape on that too.
I like that. So this is Don, and I've seen these guys play before. I think actually I saw both these Scotch teams play, and man, oh man, I tell you what, Don is a really, really solid player. Jason also. I think what I watched was the hot seat match, and I think these guys won the hot seat match, and I think these guys fought back. So I think this is a vengeance match. This is Jason at the table right now, also from Texas. He plays out of Snookard in Frisco and playing really good. Don is definitely, you can tell, just the more seasoned player. He's been around a little more. It looks like he took 7th in Seniors BCA Nationals 2016,
Mm-hmm.
3rd in the BCA Texas State 2019. Thank you. I got on it and then didn't fix it.
Texas State, did you say?
Texas State. And
Really?
then 2nd in Scotch BCA Texas State in 2013. So he's
Wow.
been playing successful Scotch for quite a while.
You know, there's 2 tournaments I've thought of playing in. Texas is a big one, and Oklahoma Black Gold.
I don't know the Oklahoma Black Gold.
Man, I'll tell you what, I didn't until I started getting involved in things, and
Uh-huh.
it's a big old tournament. Yeah.
Cool. 8-ball or 9-ball? Both?
Who could say?
Who could say? I'm aware of it. I don't know what game they play, but I'm in. Count me in.
If nothing else, you know I give you real answers.
Yeah.
Or I bullshit you and tell you I'm bullshitting you. Yes. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
you're not trying to pull. You're not trying to get away with the bull.
I could spend a lot of words telling you I don't know, too. I think that's what is shocking or that is different, you know.
And it is one or the other. You
Yeah.
either just say no and stop, or you give a good explanation.
Yeah.
You're more diplomatic when you're talking about Western BCA. I can tell you that much.
Yes, I really am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely am. Yeah, no, those are 2 different hats for me.
I hear very few curse words when you're talking about BCA.
Well, I have an obligation to remain a certain.
But I'm saying, like, even privately, just speaking.
Even privately, yes,
it's interesting how you just see that hat come off and come back on.
I've been doing foster care for 13 years now. I would imagine you'd find the same when I was talking about kids or
Absolutely.
things pertaining to that world. You know,
Let's turn it around, bud.
Let's turn it around. Yeah. Is he top right leaving? Yes. Top right
Look at
corner.
that.
Man.
That is
these
great,
guys play
great
really
control. Totally.
good. Is this the first game?
This is game 1.
Well, then the score's right.
Gosh, I hope the score's right.
This is going great.
That is
Summerfield.
Gladden Baker pulling
Summerfield
up.
and Mike D on the score. Listen.
Hey, I gotta say,
Tell me.
all the commentating I've done in my life,
Yeah.
which isn't a lot, this is the best we've ever been on the score.
Right.
Very few times. I've had to ask a couple times to make sure, but I've been right. I scored an APL match, and I scored it right.
I think you did good.
That's a serious feather in my cap.
I only have embarrassing stories about being at Derby City, and the first tournament is banks, which you need what is it? It's a 9 ball
banks.
rack, so you
Yeah.
need 5 banks to win. But if you bank in the wrong pocket, it spots up. If you scratch and make a ball, 2 spot up. If you scratch but don't make a ball, only 1 comes up. Anyway, it's really easy to lose track of the score, and then you're hidden. There's no way to go see at the table what's really going on.
Yeah.
So you very quickly have no idea what the score is, and it's embarrassing. Next is 1 pocket, similar. It's 8. You need 8. You can
8
have it be
balls.
7-7. There's a lot of score.
And the easiest thing
per
to do is
game.
count the balls on the table. You
Uh-huh.
add that to the score there. If it adds up to 9 or it adds up to 15, then you know you're right. And it's true. Both in 1 pocket and in bank pool, there's just more scorekeeping issues. But
That's a lot.
that's why I think it's so important to stay on top of. Is once it slips away,
Yes.
then you're buried. And I mean, you're talking things are so different when you need 1 ball as opposed to need 3 balls.
Do you want to know my strategy for next year at Derby City Classic?
I really want to know your strategy.
It's a backup camera, a wired backup camera.
So you can go back.
So that I
replay.
have no sir. So that I will have a garage sale or Goodwill monitor at my streaming, and then a literal wire that goes with the other wires to our streaming camera. But the camera, the backup camera, I'm going to say it again because they're cheap, will be on the ball rack at the table. Because if I could see the ball rack, I can see the count.
There you go.
Because they separate the balls as
There
they
you go.
have them, so you know who's who. And then I would always have a way to double check what the score was.
Yep.
And I could do it with a Harbor Freight's backup camera or something cheap like that, you know? You're laughing at my plan. I'm a little pissed off here. Listen, this is the most serious thing I've said to you in the 18 days that we've been
What
here.
just happened? Oh, 8 made it.
Somebody popped the 8.
I didn't see who did.
Shit. Shoot.
I think it had to be more Fioranelli.
I'm gonna go find out, and
They
it's
look
gonna be.
disappointed.
I'm gonna be. It's got to be them. They just made the 8.
Totally.
It's got to be them.
Yep.
Okay.
Going 2-0.
Because I don't want to go
Gladden
out there
Baker.
right now.
No, I don't.
It's like when your abusive stepdad gets home and he smells like beer. You just want to stay back behind the curtain.
Here's what I'm saying.
Tell me. What you're saying.
1992 called, and they love your plan. They think it's terrific. I just see this gigantic, huge handheld camera, like that's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I mean, I think
Yeah.
I love the idea,
Yeah.
100%. But I think that there's probably a way that we can do it with using technology.
Okay, because
Using
I was going to say
technology
my
from this
first question.
century.
I'm glad you said that because my first question was going to be, does your solution involve paying better attention?
Yeah.
Because that ain't
Not an
gonna
option.
work. So
It's not.
I really like that you threw in the technology part of things.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I need.
You're killing me. There's been some fit of hysterics on this side. All right, so more Fioranelli. I don't know if you guys remember. They started this thing. They had a great opening break, and it looked like they were out. So we are.
Koma, I'm hearing you about the 1-1, and I'm going to trust
it's
you.
1-1.
I'm going to trust you.
Oh, shoot. Well, excuse me. Thank you so much for the heads up.
Seriously, as we're talking about the score.
Yeah.
We appreciate that. Thank you.
This is a finals match.
1992 LOL. Yeah, exactly, Chris.
I just automatically read the wrong comment. All right.
Summerfield and I were having a morality argument last night, and I felt so old talking to him.
I was getting learned.
Well, or I was just talking endlessly and not making any sense. One of the two.
That was great. I feel like there was growth there.
All right, well,
We're
good.
getting to know one another.
That's right. Exactly.
You know what I like about your plan?
Tell me.
I'm hoping it's our plan. I'm hoping to be there too.
Okay.
I'm hoping to be a part of that. I
Yes,
had so
yes,
much fun at
yeah,
Derby this
yeah,
year.
yeah.
I definitely want to try and get out there.
Yeah, no, I hope that works out. I know Rick feels the same way, Summerfield.
That's great.
Yeah.
For those of you who haven't made the Derby City Classic, it is just a truly unique event in pool. It's in the middle of nowhere. I mean, you use the Scooby-Doo reference, and it is a little Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just I haven't spent that much time in the South, or if it's that haunted casino itself.
It's an old casino. There's a lot of pillars. It's not run down. We don't mean like that, but it's
No.
and it is in the South and middle of nowhere. By the way, you're 20 minutes from
Totally.
from town, but it feels you're out of town. You don't have a car. what we're saying is you're not in Vegas. You're not walking anywhere. You ain't walking to Plaid Pantry. There's not a Plaid Pantry to walk to.
There's a place to walk, and that is down by the water treatment for the casino itself, and it's a little funky pond. I know because Bob walked it. He let me know that he walked the pond a couple times,
He mentioned that to me too.
and I think I might have to make it out there because there is something where you do a lot of walking.
Now, have you seen his tattoo, the Pond Walking Bob tattoo?
I have, and I love it.
It's nice.
I think that's a one of a kind. I
It
don't
is
think
a
I
one.
know anyone else with a pond walker.
No, me neither. I know a one with a Walker Texas Ranger.
And it's kind of a Sasquatch looking,
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. On the move.
but walking across.
Definitely an on the move. Action pose.
Yeah.
I think
Look at this.
that happened.
We're in a position here. This looks a lot like last rack, where they're 3 balls away. Touchy little shot here. You got to make sure you don't get caught up behind the 9-8.
I think his plan is to bump that 9. I kind of like that.
Draw right into it.
Draw right into it. Yeah.
Perfect shot.
That tells me something about his cue ball control too. That he feels good doing that.
Absolutely.
Now this is a little personal preference.
It's a little straight.
Do you leave him underneath the 8 ball for the top right corner? I don't think the 10 is actually in the way, but it's something to think about. It's something your mind might catch on. Or do you try and get your partner, do you try and get the cue ball up above the 8 ball for bottom left or right?
Because of where all the balls are, that's just a terrific shot.
These
But
guys,
is
I'm
that
impressed.
a lot easier than leaving him at the foot down here and leaving him the long cut?
Maybe not.
I don't know.
Maybe
And
not.
I feel like if I end up bobbling the ball, I shouldn't think about that. But I leave myself in a position where it's harder to deal with that ball down there.
That was
Yeah.
pretty strong.
No kidding. And I
Those
thought they were
guys
going
are
to run that first
those
rack.
guys are kind of out there two-stroking it.
Yeah.
Honestly, they're really
Feeling
that's
good.
pretty strong, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not two-stroking it like nervous, fast, nothing
That's-
like that.
Yeah,
Strong.
I don't mean exactly.
Yep.
Not pulling their punch, not guiding it, nothing like that. No, that's pretty impressive.
That's
Nice thing about a match like this is not only is the skill level pretty high, but they've been playing for a while. They're in stroke. You know what I mean? They're hitting them good. They're feeling good. They've got the speed of the tables. God, you come to these events, the speed is so much of what gets in the way.
It's huge.
Don't st- Yes, hi Chris. Yeah, I did. I stood on a horse grave. What was the name of the horse? Sagittarius.
I feel
Seabiscuit.
it was not Seabiscuit. It did sound.
Labyrinth.
Yeah, let's go with Labyrinth. Linda? Was it Linda?
I didn't know it was a grave. It was a big statue on a podium. And
Yeah.
it turns out there's a passed away horse there. And I was standing on his grave, smiling for a picture. I felt very like a 13-year-old tourist.
Oh, my favorite part of all of it was we were told, and there was kind of like a yeah. I gotcha. And then there was a no, I don't think you got me.
It's a grave.
It's a grave.
Right, yeah,
This is
exactly.
literally standing on it.
Yes.
So we
Yes.
learned something, and that's the important thing, is that we keep learning.
Right. I would like to ask you, when do you think the last time that I jumped up on a statue for someone to take a picture of me? Listen, forget it. It was never.
It was never.
Never. That's the last time. Never.
You know what I
I
like
decide
about?
to do it. First thing that happens, security runs out, and the guy's legit mad at me. Right?
Oh yeah.
He's legit pissed because, like you said at
I
first,
don't
I'm
know
like,
about pissed.
"Yes,
I think
sir, I'm down."
He was disgusted with you, Mike. He
He-
wasn't mad.
Like
or disappointed.
Like I was a tourist that just peed on something. That he was like, we have bathrooms inside.
How many times do you think that's happened? Like 6, 7?
1,000?
Probably a lot more. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't ride the horse statue.
You know what I like about this story?
Tell me.
It's a thing you did for love. You didn't do it for you.
I
You did it for your wife.
My wife likes horses.
Talked a
Yeah,
lot
that
about true
happens.
love, and true love and pool have a whole lot in common. And Mike didn't want to jump on a grave. He didn't want to dance on this poor dead animal's grave. He wanted to do something sweet for his wife, and he did. What a beautiful thing it was. Just because Herbert couldn't appreciate it. I mean, that's,
She, as long as we're talking, my wife loves horses, but as most people who love horses, she's not a huge fan of horse racing.
Yeah.
So when
Yeah.
I'm there at the Kentucky Derby, I don't think she's going to care.
Uh-huh.
So I call her and I just mention that I'm at the.
Yeah.
Oh my God, she's so excited.
Really?
Oh, she's so excited. And okay, well, should I get it? She wanted a picture.
Yeah.
She wanted a souvenir. I had to buy things there. I had no idea.
I think if you would have told Herbert in that
She
situation,
sold
hey,
out for souvenirs. That's what happened, Summerfield.
wow,
She sold out her
her
ethical
belief.
feeling about how to treat animals
I hate horses,
for a horse
but that's
necklace.
the Derby.
She's like, do they have a horse necklace?
All right, I'm in. All is forgiven. Speaking of horses, people that love horses,
Yeah.
I want to say hi to my mom, Marie Hapner, out there. She is
that's
a
very
horse
sweet.
lover, grew up with horses. This is in Billings, Montana, when they used to, just put their horses out to pasture for the winter.
Wow.
So they'd ride their horses all summer. They all
Right.
had horses.
Right.
And then just kind of turn them loose. The backyard that I used to play in that was fenced and surrounded by city when she was young, wide open. Huge open field where you just like, that's where you put the horses. Put the horses there for the winter.
Wow.
And they'd graze. And I don't think they had a whole lot of wintertime interaction. And if you've done a winter in Montana, it's not a pleasant place to spend.
Covered shelter?
I don't think there was covered shelter. I think my mom can
Wow.
correct me. Maybe she'll shoot me a message. Maybe I get this story completely
Blankets,
wrong.
waterproof blankets. You kind of need waterproof blankets or a covered shelter because they got to be able to get dry.
There had to be
and
some
you need
kind of shelter,
something
right?
where their hooves aren't in wet mud all the time as they're just.
Oh, it's
standing,
not. It's not
or
wet.
they'll get kind of right.
It's,
Cold
it is
as hell. Yeah.
hard frozen.
Yeah. Well, then I don't know. How many acres?
That's the thing. It wasn't their land. It was just open
It was just
land.
land.
In Montana, it's just they haven't quite purchased the things.
I got you. Yeah.
It's the last best place, they call it. Yeah, but I believe my mom's horse was Winnie.
Winnie, that's cool.
I believe, man, I am embarrassing myself. I'm probably getting it all wrong.
That's pretty cool, though, man. How many horses?
I believe there were 3 horses.
And does she still have horses? Does she still into horses?
She doesn't still have horses, but man, she loves it. She's in Dillon, Montana now.
Okay.
Definitely good horse ground, and I know she would just love to ride a horse again.
Yeah.
It's not in the cards right now, but hopefully at some point soon. Man, he just put himself in a position to win another game. That was a great shot.
Nice shot.
And yeah, Solid's with their work cut out for him, but it's open. That 3 ball you got to do something about. With the 9 just laying in there, but
yeah.
As long as you get under, I think that's 7.
I guess as long as we're talking, I'm probably gonna make the 3-9 combo with a stop shot right now.
Right now.
Yeah, right now.
Really?
The 13 doesn't bank because of the 6 ball.
Mm-hmm.
There's literally nothing he could do.
He's doing the same thing. I think that's a really smart shot. He might even push behind the 8 ball. Here's what I was thinking. I was thinking back cut the 2 down here to come up behind the 3 and take the 3 in that side pocket. I can't tell if the 2 goes. Definitely more aggressive play.
Yeah.
But yeah, at this point, they have 1 less ball on the table. The 13's all they can do. Like you said,
You're
can't
never going to be able to play a safety on him if he has that 9 in the corner. Now he doesn't have to worry about that.
Yeah. And where can they play safe? They can play safe using the other team's balls, but that's about it.
Yep.
And we all know where those lead.
So the 4-7, I guess, should be discussed. So let's see here.
7 ball goes if you're low enough, right?
I'm going to take that 13 ball 2 rails on the top left.
2 rail kick.
No, the 13. I'm banking the 13 ball 2 rails to the top left corner pocket.
Can you see enough of it to do that, Z?
Yeah, I think so. And you got to remember it dies off that second rail, so you can hit it pretty deep on that second rail, and it's gonna straighten out a little bit.
I guess that one's not in the way.
I don't think
where
so.
Where are you aiming for on that right side rail for the second rail? About
diamond,
the second diamond.
Middle diamond.
Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is that dramatic. That seems like an extreme amount, but it's crazy how much it straightens out.
The diamonds straighten out a lot. And if I could get the speed right, first let me mention, I ain't never making that shot, and I'm probably not getting it anywhere near the corner. But it's the shot. It's all you got. And if the speed is right, it'll stay in front of the 5 ball, and that's worth something just right there. You know. So that's another reason to go for that shot because it could possibly block a pocket.
Right there. Okay, so he has the tight Z. This is really true. I think the 6 ball's in the way of him making that because you have to hit so close to that right-hand side pocket that the 6 is blocking it. Oh, well, that's a pretty great shot. And he even went wide of that. Interesting. Here's the replay. Making that 3 ball, though. I mean, that makes it more interesting.
That does no. I mean, again, a duck makes it so hard to play safe on somebody. So
Yeah.
sure. Okay, so now I'm gonna slow roll into the 7 ball and hit the 7 into the rail and leave him underneath the 4, unless I can pocket the 7 ball right now. And if I can pocket the 7,
I
I'll go
really
for
think
it.
they can.
But having said that, I'm gonna make pretty damn sure I do
And make
not
it.
roll that. Well, one, I'm gonna make it that cue ball. I do not want it rolling out to the right hand side of the 1 ball. I want it staying to the left side. So if I happen to miss,
So the 6 is your next shot.
yeah, so if I happen to miss, I'm safe because this is a little touchy. Anytime you're back cutting into a diamond pocket,
Oh, yeah.
I don't care who you are, the diamond pocket's back cutting into them. It's easy to hit that point, and if you hit the point, it is not going in the pocket. This is not a gold crown or a valley. It
Yeah.
ain't going to take it.
The way I look at these shots is, I mean, if you make that 7 ball, you're probably going to run out. But you know what? If you have ball in hand on this table, you are way more likely to run out. So I don't, even if you can get out, that's not the point to me. The point is that I'm going to be in a way better position with ball in hand. And I think, because, yeah, I mean, now your safety gets harder.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a great opportunity to do it. It's not too late, though.
All right, so I think he has got to stay up table on this 1 ball so that when he cuts, he can cut it in a little
Yeah,
bit.
use the 1 to bump those balls.
Or get behind the 4 and the 2. Because if you get behind the 4 and the 2, because there's 2 of them, one of them you're going to be straight in on the side pocket shot.
So I'm shooting the 6 and I'm drifting up and down.
Well, maybe not. Maybe just drift a tiny bit. It depends on his speed control. I think actually that 6 is so close. No, I think you could just hit it, have the cue ball roll 8 inches, and then you have the cut you want. He did not think so, but he's still on the correct side of the 1. So as long as he did it, as long as they're in a position to get behind the 4 and the 2.
So he's and an interesting dynamic here. I think that Don is definitely a more comfortable player than Jason. So I think Jason's going to leave the complicated stuff to Don. I think Jason's probably going to end up, if he's got a line, he might be able to make that 2 ball for all we can see. I don't think he can, though. I think he's probably going to play the 5.
That's worth talking about. He's doing
He's
a
playing
natural
safe.
hook? No.
You can see it. But again,
Okay,
here we are.
so the positive right now, that 4 goes off the 1 ball in the side pocket all day long, 19 different ways. As long as you hit on the left side of middle of the 1 ball,
It also cuts.
he could cut it to the top right. Yeah,
No, I'm saying he can cut it to the side pocket.
he could. He could also cut it to the top right
Yeah.
pocket and stay safe on the 13 with a little bit of draw, maybe a little tiny bit of left draw.
Yeah.
To help throw the ball to the right.
If I'm playing the 2-way there, I think I'd rather focus on one or the other. I like that if you have a cut there, but I think he's going to pop out too high. I think you're going to sell at the 13 if you go to the upper right.
I'm definitely going off the 1 on the side because I know that goes every time.
There you go. I mean, he hit it short, which means he hit way more of the ball, and he's still, I think he left a line on the 13.
Everyone and their cousin and their cousin's kids has a jump cue these days. So, I mean, even if he's a tiny bit hooked, everybody's going to go pull out a jump cue, and they're probably pretty good at it. Yeah, these days, this just isn't considered as safe, and I know you can tell that he doesn't need anything to make him. But I'm just saying, these days, if you leave your opponent's object ball by a pocket and leave them a jumpable shot,
shoot,
that was not the pro move.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. And that's a heartbreaker.
Yeah,
TJ's stepping up, and TJ's been handling business, man. He is in a good position here.
John Graves, you're right. The 13 definitely went. You're banking it, right?
It.
I mean, you got, and
I'm just going to try and leave it up by the head rail. I'm going to bank it, try and leave it, in or around the pocket. But really, right now, I'm just focused on making that ball. I don't want to be thinking about anything. I guess you could just run into the 4 ball if you wanted to do it that way. I feel like I shoot this with low outside pretty naturally.
Yeah. The only thing I can say about any kind of safetyness of it is, nah, never mind.
He's cutting
just
that
gotta
ball.
Go for it.
Wow. That's a big cut.
Wow. He 3-stroked it that time. It took an extra stroke.
Totally.
But he did it. Wow.
And he cut that like a butcher. Great shot.
That was strong.
Holy cow. These guys trying to force a second
Jeez,
set.
Seriously, that was strong.
Biscuits and gravy are going down.
Yeah.
Yep, Ginsu style, indeed. I got lost. We were talking about something. I don't remember what.
I don't either.
We're not missing much.
So they're on the hill going to 4.
Huge.
And
You can
this
tell
is
these guys are.
This is a $1,200 match. Worth mentioning.
$1,200.
$1,200 swing. Guaranteed money though. It's nice to know guaranteed money.
Yep.
Everybody, no matter what's getting $2,000 out of this, right?
Yep.
500 a man. So no, excuse me.
No, 1,000 a man.
That's 1,000 a man.
Everybody here's walking away with at least 1,000. 2 of these people are walking away with 1,600 apiece.
Dude,
That's a big payday.
that is a big payday.
Makes you think about playing Scotch.
Right?
Yeah.
And especially it's no gender restrictions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big transition. How do you feel about the gender restrictions?
Oh, I was telling a friend of mine, Liz Cole, 15 years ago, that there was no difference between men and women with a pool, and I thought it was silly.
So I've had a lot of thoughts about it. One of them being, it's crazy to me that we live in Oregon in our little left-leaning bubble, and we're still gendered Scotch. We're going to go genderless later than the national tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I also argue that one of the ways that we're able to keep women more involved in pool is through having gendered Scotch. I think that there's a reason a lot of women, they don't want to play singles. They're not really that competitive. They like the atmosphere, but they like competing with a partner. They like somebody out there.
Mm-hmm.
I think that keeping it gendered has kept more women involved.
Mm-hmm.
So despite the fact that I think there's absolutely zero difference between the ability of a player based on their gender, I think that encouraged female play. And I think one of the unfortunate things that we have to do in pool is we have to encourage play because we need to build the sport.
Yeah. Now in Western BCA, we use Jack and Jill Scotch to limit participation because Scotch started out. Now people don't like this term, but Scotch started out as a novelty tournament to do right before the real tournament started, and then it became a real tournament in and of itself. But it really was the tournament before singles and teams, or an additional tournament.
I guess that was before my time.
Well,
And
that's
it
why
is still-
we have such a short time for Scotch.
Gotcha.
And longer for singles and longer for teams. Scotch has the least amount of time assigned to it in our event.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I've never seen that flow chart.
Yeah, yeah. And if we opened it up, then we'd have to lengthen our event, and we already get complaints that our event is too long. And we just lengthened our event by a day.
Yeah.
And we still didn't add genderless Scotch. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why Wild Horse is going to have 2 divisions of genderless Scotch.
What month is
And
Wild Horse? July?
June.
Late June? Mid June? Forget.
The way things are right now, I hope it's late.
You and me both.
But it's mid-June.
Mike, you know what I'm excited about?
Tell me.
For 6 months,
Yeah.
I don't have to have a conversation with anyone or listen to a conversation about when my league starts or when my match starts, when my first match is for singles. When is that gold division getting started? When? Because that has been one of the most infuriating things that I have listened to in quite a while.
Yeah.
And what's even more infuriating is that it's getting better every year. And it's still not right. It still hasn't been worked out. But I tell you what, this volunteer staff has really been trying to make it happen.
Darren has really we started taking entries earlier this time, and we lengthened the late fee time, I think, by 2 weeks, that you could get in longer.
Okay.
And the whole plan was we were going to have brackets and stuff out earlier than have ever been before. That was all Darren Walding's idea, and he was making that happen.
So what day is that Platinum division getting started?
We have no idea. That
Nice straight
see
shot.
this, you put me in this weird. That is, we don't know until all the entries in, and that is because we don't cap our entries. If we have 7 entries, it's going to be long races in a short tournament. If we have 700, let's say, it's going to be, a longer tournament.
You know, I can predict how many people are going to be in it perfectly, 100%.
It became a lot easier yesterday, didn't it? Yeah,
it did.
Yeah, the guesswork was
I'm not a
taken out of it.
magician. I'm not going to the Penn and Tellers, fool you or fool us. Just no facts.
Oh.
All right, so we got those balls out of there. Man, unfortunately, rolling a ball in front of one of them, and I don't think that 4 passes the 12.
I don't think anything goes.
6 ball goes. Man, does that 6 ball go on the side? It's
Dude,
tight.
That way, yeah. John Graves said it best.
What's that?
Ouch.
How do you feel about playing safe here?
Gosh, there's just, I don't know what to do, though.
The safe that I was looking at is, and this is probably not a great decision, but kicking to the left of the 8 ball, making contact with the 5 and leaving it back there.
No, I like that.
You still have the open 11,
Yeah.
but there's some trouble balls out there for stripes, too.
Yeah, and to get the 11, it's all the way down table. If you make it, great, but I bet you're not getting the shape or you're not playing very precise from that. No,
Yeah.
I like it. And because it's slow roll, you're going to leave him a little tree-topped on the rail or something. Oh, no, he's looking at the 7 on the side.
That corner pocket just seems so big to me.
Yeah, he's a go-getter, though, this guy. He likes it.
If you fire that ball, I mean, glancing off the 11 can get you in trouble. I think he can get to the head rail.
What's up, Bang?
Nice shot. Well, and nudging that 13 and still nothing opening up with the 6. Now's when you play safe. Can you play safe behind that 8 ball right now?
I think a version of what your idea was before is that one rail into the 5, except you go into the long rail first and then just bump the 5. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
Just leave them over there.
What about really thin kicking off the head rail off the 5 behind the 8? I don't think, because just getting over here, I think, gets you to the good side of things.
That would be a good practice shot. I think that's a good shot to set up at home and practice for having cue ball
and see if you can actually execute that, dummy.
Well, no, I don't mean that at all. No, I think there's times when maybe that would be your only shot, but I don't think right now was that time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's good to be able to go off a rail into a ball and send it where you want. It'd be a good practice shot. But for right now,
but again, like you're saying, I would have to kick and hit a very thin part of that ball to get to that
just
spot.
Right, exactly, yeah. But I can think of lots of 8 ball games or one pocket, especially where that would be exactly what you do.
Yeah.
But it's always going to be a little touchy. So
it's definitely the only reason I see those shots is one pocket.
Yeah. I like it a gossip.
You like it a gossip?
I do like it a gossip.
You like it a gossip. I can't tell if that 4 ball goes. I mean, they're looking at it. I just don't think it does. I think the 2 ball looks like it's got more room.
6 goes.
Okay, how do you feel about this? Knocking the 2 underneath the 11 and sending the cue ball up table.
Oh, I love that shot. Yeah, that's my 8 ball shot right there.
And the 6 ball's still in trouble. He had a pocket for it. All right, so maybe this ball goes too. Maybe high. I mean, if this ball goes past the 11, I'm shooting this with high left English, and I'm coming around to bump that 6.
Yeah, John, we're thinking the same thing. Is that this? There's some might have been safety time 2 balls ago.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, you might even be committed. Do you think he's going after that 6 ball right now?
I do.
Summerfield?
That's
What's
me.
going to happen with the 6 ball?
Tell me about the 6 ball.
Tell me the story of the 6 ball again.
As far as I can see, I don't know how to make this ball. This is a practice
just gonna
shot.
Leave him right there.
Was it a good hit?
I don't know. I haven't got my referee badge yet.
We're gonna go ahead and let these players decide.
That would have been a good time to ask for a ref to come watch.
Well, and something that I've been criticized of from one of my dear friends is not taking that upon myself. Absolutely, that's a time when you want to referee, but if I see them as the opponent, it's my job to say, hey, I need to call a ref here. I see you going into that, because they can very easily just say, I'm shooting the ball. No foul. And then I have no recourse whatsoever.
Yes.
It's over. My time is passed.
You're right. Do you feel
like that was a foul?
No. With the call on the ref, do you think like you're being a jerk when you do that, or some version of that?
100% no.
Yeah. No, okay.
And the reason is that I don't feel like the other person is a dick if they're calling a ref on me.
Yeah.
And the reason is I don't want to have that conversation with you because afterwards there's nothing we can do about it. If we're going to agree to use cameras
Right.
and we're going
right,
to film it,
right,
then I'll have that conversation
right,
with you.
Right.
But I would like there to be a hard, plain truth,
Yeah.
even if that hard, plain truth is a referee who I may or may not agree with their
Yeah.
call.
Yeah. I definitely will yell out that I want a ref. But I'm always hoping.
Just yell.
Yeah.
I want a ref.
I'll say like, oh, just a sec. Hey, before you, hey, if you're gonna shoot that, I often start out my sentence with that. I guess
If you're going to
if
go
you're
right
gonna
into
shoot
that,
because often it starts out with they're looking at something and you're going, they're not gonna, are you gonna,
are they really going to
shoot?
shoot?
What,
They're going to foul. Yeah.
and that's when I out loud say, hey man, just if you're gonna shoot that, I'd like to get a ref over here.
Yeah.
But I would say in my experience, what happens most of the time is somebody comes to me and says, hey man, I'm getting ready to shoot that. Do you want a ref? And then to that, I often say yes, unless it's them just being nice and they know it's not going to be a foul. And if I go look at it, it could physically be a foul.
I think that's
Then
the courteous thing to do.
Yes,
But I don't think it's the productive thing to do. And you can't expect that to happen.
no.
So I would like to
I agree.
normalize the responsibility of the non-shooting team.
Yes,
Or of the non-shooting person.
I agree.
That being said, I've also been faulted for not paying attention to my match continually and watching the other player, and that is my job. And it's respectful. It's nice. It's nice of you to sit there and be calm and observe what's going on. I don't really like to do it. Let me know when I'm up. And I would love to live in a world where I could just trust that if you foul, you foul. You're going to tell me. But unfortunately, that's not the world we live in.
Yeah, and the replay thing, bang time. Apparently, the refs don't like the time that it takes to get the camera out and film it and then relook at it. And apparently, it's felt that takes. And maybe I shouldn't say the refs. Somebody in a power position says, we're not going to do that. Because I feel like everybody has a smartphone these days, and you could just make that happen.
Maybe we can get a ref interview here. Maybe we can get old Dwayne Payne up in the business.
Oh, that would be interesting.
That would.
I like Dwayne.
Dwayne is. I know that he's not a man of few words. He loves to talk. So
Great shot.
that's huge.
Great shot.
Huge shot right there.
He's a smart guy too. Yeah, I like Dwayne a lot. A lot of respect for him.
Yeah. You and me both.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what. In the last match I watched these guys play, I watched Jason struggle a little bit in those pressure moments. It looked like he was shooting kind of fast, and I don't know what's happened between now and then, but he just made a huge pressure shot. Oh, shoot. Oh, my gosh. And that was facing elimination and drilled that ball up the rail. I don't think Don misses that ball very often.
No, he doesn't. Oh, that's too bad.
And that's...
Do you remember when I told you seasoning hurts?
Seasoning hurts.
Seasoning hurts.
Ooh,
yeah, that was a shot where
up in your business
later
right
you're at home going, what just happened? Well, you lost focus.
Yeah.
You something. You something.
He knew for sure he didn't want to thick cut it.
Yeah.
Holy cow, we got a winner. We're going to a rack 2, or a set 2. Race to 3. It was a race to 7 all along. I knew it. I knew it was going to be.
It'd be funny right now. Let's
What's
go
that?
give him a new information sheet to fill out.
Yeah.
Can we get your name?
Summer, nice to meet you. Yeah. You are, and this is regarding. All right, I'm going to go get the other sheet. I guess I don't need it.
You just said what I said.
Well, but I guess the reason I did that is they like to know if it goes to the second set, and sometimes these guys don't turn it in.
I see.
But
Do
it
you want me
also
to go
prints
tell
out the
them something?
second check.
Do you want me to go tell them something?
I want to stretch my legs anyway.
Okay. Yeah, well, I'm going to take these off. Good talk.
We're back. These guys are beating us to the punch. We are playing a race to 3 here, and this is for all the marbles. We're back to nothing. I don't know why the score hasn't reset.
I agree. Bang time. Yeah, that's a good break.
Here we go. Race to 3. We are rolling. All right, we're all set back up.
Very cool. Second set.
Rick, you ever played a $1,200 race to 3 Scotch doubles?
Not Scotch double.
That's a $1,200
Not
swing.
Scotch
Yeah,
doubles.
yeah. Loser gets 2,000. Winner gets 3,200.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah.
$5,000 race to one.
You played what?
$5,000 race to one up in Alaska.
You played a
Wow.
$5,000
It
game
was for car.
against
It was
who?
for a car we pink slip.
Really?
No way.
Dude, back in the early 90s, money was nothing in Alaska. Everybody would gamble. They didn't even know how to play.
$5,000. Wow. That's impressive. Rick Jones, you heard it here. That is solid. They don't call him a bad boy for nothing.
Oh, he's a bad boy.
It's true. The more the more I get to, the more layers I unpeel of the onion of Rick Jones, the better and funnier it gets. He's just awesome.
He's just the nicest guy. That's what I think so funny. He's just the
Totally.
nicest, sweetest guy.
But you know what you don't think when you meet Rick?
Yeah.
That's the nicest guy.
Right. Seriously.
Because he is incredibly sweet and so nice.
And like in a generous kind, like he's done a lot for both you and I. He's
Totally.
done some really, not just saying nice things. Like
Yep.
He's been there for us. And I'm here because of Rick and going to Derby because of Rick. And he's done a lot. Good guy.
Man, and these guys are just not wasting any
I
time.
like their little two-stroke. I mean, there's something to be said about being comfortable and just being like, here we go.
I'm not going to sit here wasting time.
Yeah.
I know where the shot is.
All right, so 5 or 2. If he takes the 2, he's got to draw it back below the side and bang it back out for the 5 ball.
I like taking the 2 here. I like focusing on my draw, not my outside, so I hit higher up on that rail.
Yes. My problem is sometimes I pinch this 5 ball wrong and it doesn't go into the pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I am very clear. I can also scratch in that side pocket. I tell you what, if I'm playing that 5 ball, I'm playing with inside because I'm afraid of pinching it like that.
Yeah.
So what looked like it was going to be a quick first rack
Not
may
so
or may
much.
not be.
Not
This is
so
Don
much,
stepping to the table here.
Yeah.
And I did not do a great job giving shouts out. So Don Baker, he's playing out of the Hideaway in Dallas, Texas. We talked a little bit about his achievements. Seniors, BCA Nationals in 2016, he got 7th. He wants to give a shout out right now to his wife, Jan. Got a couple kids they may be watching. His son, Chris, his daughter, Tracy, and his grandson, Ethan. Man, that just sounds awesome. I never was like, man, I want to be a parent. But that sounds pretty cool having your grandson watch you play
Isn't that
pool
cute?
at
Yes.
at Worlds.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome. So sending a lot of love out there to you guys. And Jason, he plays out of Snookered in Frisco, Texas. His notable achievements are happening as we speak. This is it.
Oh, that's cool.
He once got sharked by Eva Lawrence, and he made the shot. So that's pretty awesome.
Okay, there you go.
That's a really great answer. I like this guy. He's shooting with a BQ and Dark Matter break cue and a Q-Tech Silver Bullet jump cue. He wants to give shouts out to Charlene and Bradley, and he's not happy you're doing puzzles without him, but he'll be home to do those puzzles with you soon. So these fellas here had the hot seat. Now it's an even race. Everybody's been beaten this tournament one time, and they're playing a $1,200 race to 3. $1,200 swing. That's how Mike likes to say it.
Yeah.
Whatever makes sense to you.
Yeah.
What'd you say about the jump cue earlier on? Said something about this safe doesn't work anymore.
Oh yes, that these days, because everybody and their cousin and their cousin's kid has a jump cue,
When
this level of safe just doesn't work anymore. Yeah, everybody's making this shot.
or they're firing it off the table. But what you're doing is you're relying on somebody being a bad jumper, and you can't do that anymore.
Yeah, no, you can't. No.
There was a time when the only people that could make this shot were Earl and mean, who else was a good full Q jumper?
Well, yeah, or full Q, or you'd masse around it. But the problem is, after you'd get to the
Going
five
right
ball, it
into
would
that pocket.
scratch,
Yeah.
or the masse would at least make it stay near the pocket. Now you can jump with draw. You can jump with right hand English to come over to the two. I mean, it's a different world these days. Yeah,
And yeah, I mean, I'm actually aiming at the side rail for this
right. Yeah, yeah.
because
By
I
that,
would like to touch the side and
and
drift
then
out,
come over. Yeah,
which is probably unnecessary and
yeah.
could probably get me in trouble because I could pinch right between the rail and the 5 and that could scratch.
Derby is interesting because it's 9 ball, no jump cue, and you realize what counts as a safe these days. You go to Derby, and boy, you can
Yeah.
safe everybody.
Yeah.
It's so
Oh,
easy
yeah.
to save somebody these
Because
days because they
everybody's
can't use a
kicking and
jump
it's on
cue. They're
9-foot
kicking.
tables.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's on a 9 foot. Go for it.
It's also some pretty remarkable kick players there. A lot of one pocket and bank pool. So that's what you're talking about. I mean, he drilled that jump and he hit that with top.
Right.
So it caught that head rail and stuck down there. That's one where you want to kind of just let the stroke go.
Right.
You don't want to force on the top of that ball. That's where that top swing comes from. It's got good natural speed going. So, I mean, all you got to do is hit off the center of that ball just a teeny bit.
It's kind of a caveman's version of force follow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Exactly.
just, it's really rough, but it has the same result. As it keeps it up there.
And that was TJ drilling that one. Like I said, TJ is primarily a predator player, but he's not. He's working with his other cues right now because he's had so much success with them. And TJ is out of Sticks. Sorry, he plays out of Sticks and Capone's in Spring Hill. And Ryan is out of Sticks and Homosassa. A couple Florida players. And this is going to be tough to hold up for. Do you think he's coming around the backside?
I think he's going to have to. Yeah, he's going to have to get under the 8 for 8 in the side pocket.
Little bit of
I
high
don't think
inside.
anything else is realistic.
Wow.
Yeah, and I guess 8 might go up top to the corner too.
I think it does. I think that's a great shot because you got to put a stroke on that ball, but you can't hit it hard. He got pretty lucky. I mean, he hit that side rail pretty solid.
That was
But the ball
a
fell.
great shot. Yeah, pocketing the ball is good from there. Getting straight in on the 8 right now. I mean, that's amazing that he got that good a shape for his partner. And
Totally.
it's Scotch, and it's for the big money, and it's a
For
race
the
to
money.
3. Yeah, my God.
Right now, they're the freight train. I mean, who's going to stop these
Look at
guys?
that.
They won
Listen,
that last
that's,
one 4-1.
I like that stroke. That was not
beautiful.
a tight, punchy stroke of a man who was nervous. That
No.
was a nice stroke.
Boom. I know that ball's going in.
Seriously.
Bang time, you're totally right about that. John, you as well. Siegel, probably the best in his day at the full Q jump. You had any time with Mike Siegel? Spent any time with him?
I have not. I've seen him on television. That's it. That's all I got. How about you?
I think if somebody, I have. Mike did a demo at the bar that I work at there at Lucky's in Eugene, Oregon.
Okay.
And I spent a couple days with him. He's an interesting fella. The adage that I use to describe, what's his name? Not Thorsten, but the captain of the Europe team. I don't know. If somebody asked me if Mike was a nicer guy than he comes across on TV, I'd just say nope. Heck of a pool player, though.
Just the
Very
same.
interesting fella. Great stories, and I mean, just dripping with personality. He is. I don't think there's another Mike Siegel in the world.
Really?
Definitely not.
That's cool.
And it's got to be interesting to be the best at something for a long time, and arguably the best, because in pool it's really interesting. You can be the best at something for a period of time, but then you got to prove it, and then you got to prove it again.
Yeah.
And I think being great, you kind of got to tell yourself you're great. So there's a whole lot of ego issue to run
I've
into.
always equated it with the old school gunslingers. There's always the new gunslingers coming up. You always have to prove yourself. At some point, you're going to lose. At some point, you're going to be the guy that is getting passed up by the young guns.
And you better hope that there's something that you have more to you than just being the best.
Yeah.
It's got to be some substance.
Yeah. There's a phrase, let your shadow grow whiskers. It's nice to have people afraid of you sometimes, but then at some point you get past that stage and they start overtaking you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a sweet spot where
Let your shadow grow whispers.
whiskers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I meant to say whiskers. It
yeah.
just came out
No,
whispers.
whispers would be weird.
I like that statement.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try that one out though. Let your shadows grow whispers. You know,
Change it around.
shh.
That's a Stephen King thing.
Yeah. I think what he was thinking is come out for the 12 and then stop for the 11.
Yeah, yes, I agree, because that 11's his problem.
But
and he really
unfortunately,
needs to get straight. Yeah,
now you
he
kind
might
of
be able
got
to
to go
click the
into
one
this.
ball. He might be able to with top right make the 12 and get the 1.
Boy, if that goes wrong, though, that's one thing that a sub thought that I've started moving into. Like, what if this goes wrong? Because I'm a believer, like I've said before. Like, of course I'm going to make this ball and go right into the 11 and push it forward, or nudge the 1 and get myself in position on the 11. But if not, what am I leaving myself?
I think it's good to think that, but I think that if the answer is, if I don't do this, I have a giant problem. If there's not an insurance ball, if there's not a, sometimes that still means you're supposed to shoot it.
Yeah,
You know
you're
what
right.
I mean? That's the thing, though. Is
Sometimes you just got to take
still
your
gotta
shot,
go for it,
for
buddy.
sure.
Yeah, is what it is. Now on this 15, if this 15 goes and he can pull the cue ball back in between the 11 and the 4 for shape on the 11,
Uh-huh.
or nothing, the 13.
13.
So if he pulls the cue ball back in between the 4 and the 13,
I
he's
kind of
got
like
shape
going
on
right
the,
in.
There
Oh,
we
man,
go.
that's
Just
great.
like that. Just like that.
Great shot.
So he just made a comeback a little bit.
I still prefer bumping that
Mike is
forward.
fun to. Oh, Mike Siegel is fun to watch in his old matches. Yeah, I bet.
Oh yeah. Have you watched that Mike Siegel Nick Varner match? It's a super.
I don't think so.
It's a pretty famous match.
Okay.
It's the one where I won't spoil it, but it doesn't go in Mike's favor in the end.
I think. Hey man. Hey. I think you just spoiled it. I don't think you know what spoiled it means.
Oh, because you didn't know who won. Yeah, gotcha. The line that I will never forget. The commentator says,
Yeah.
"It appears that Nick Varner is out trying to outgum Mike Siegel, or Mike Siegel is trying to outgum Nick Varner." And they're just like, I don't know how many sticks of gum they got in there,
Oh
but
my god.
they are furiously chewing.
Oh my god. Can I make drug references, or is that wrong? Probably for those.
Definitely.
Maybe for those guys, it's wrong. I don't know. I
Rick
equate.
said something very specific to me at one point. He's like, "This isn't family programming. This is Bad Boys TV."
Okay.
And he's like, "You can say whatever you want."
Well, I just know there was a lot of cocaine in those days, and I equate furious gum chewing with cocaine.
A lot of bathroom breaks.
Yeah, a lot of bathroom breaks. Exactly.
Gladden Baker, not taking this one lying down. What an out! It's great shooting, and that was
nice.
We kind of talked through that whole little trouble area, but they made some really touchy shots there to get out.
Right.
Nice work. Bang Time, you're saying you saw that film or that recording? It's pretty amazing. Yeah, I won't even talk more about it. I've already spoiled who won, but
I was just kidding you, because I think it probably happened in 2000. The year 2000 was 20 years ago. So this match was 40 years ago. This match was 30 years ago. I mean,
it was at least 30.
It was
more
at
than
least,
30 years ago.
So I think you're allowed to spoil it. I'm just teasing you. You can totally. I think once you get past 20 years, you can spoil anything.
Gets down to
in Die Hard, Bruce Willis. He doesn't die.
Yeah, he didn't die.
He did not.
He never
die.
did. They did like 5 of those.
It's hard for him to die.
Still,
hard to kill.
Hard to kill.
Hard to kill. Oh, that's a different
License
series.
to Kill.
Right.
He did do some killing. I'm pretty sure
he did. He hurt some folks.
License
to
Ill.
License to Ill. Right. Yes.
Not all living to this day. We've lost a couple.
Those guys kept really in business. Yeah. No kidding.
So, in this match,
yeah,
Siegel battles back. I'm pretty sure he battles back, or he's meant to win the whole time. He's either on top or way behind.
You never know.
Comes down to the last ball. Somehow he's hooked, and he fires this ball. One of the best full cue jumpers of all time. Fires this ball, object ball and the cue ball, just way off the table.
No.
Just explosive. It's like a golf shot.
Oh my God.
Unbelievable.
Oh my God.
And it is, there's just, the tension is thick, and that, yeah.
Jeez.
It's brutal. And I think that's part of where that living rage comes from inside of Mike Siegel, is that match.
Oh.
Mike trying to promote his own league. Do you know anything about this league?
I do not. I've seen a little bit.
Handicapping system based on ball in hands. So let's say I'm a 3 and you're a 1.
Okay.
That means I can take ball in hand 3 times throughout my rack You can take ball in hand once. So if I break, I can take ball in hand right off my break 2 more times, anytime I want. So it's what it's about. He calls it playing perfect pool. He wants to see how many people can run out all the time because he believes that every table's a run out table if you're a good enough player. A very Earl way of looking at things. And he would probably be furious I said that too. It's a Mike Siegel way, not a
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, and eventually you get down to a 0, but there's 5s that'll be playing 0s that'll have a chance to beat him because they can take ball in hand every time. And he was touting $1 million purse, $1 million first prize.
Really?
So I haven't seen it happen yet. That was years ago.
Okay.
And these stripes are coming apart great.
Wow. Yeah, look at this. They're going to make it 2-1 here in a hot second.
Yes, indeed. Bang time. It is an awesome match. At some point, I'm going to go back and watch it again. I mean, it used to be that we had to rely on all those matches, and everybody knew the majority of the matches in common because there were only so many available.
Right. Well,
There
right.
is so
Yes.
much content now.
Oh, it's amazing. Seriously, it's amazing.
It's pretty awesome. That Corey duel match, I'll put that up at some point. Yeah.
All right.
Interesting. All right, so he's looking at taking the 14 now.
Yeah.
I think just some stun draw to take the 14 next.
I wish. Listen, I'm just going to say it. Sometimes it's hard to tell what number the stripes are.
It
Because
really.
right now I can just see white. I don't know.
Or
There's
are you
three
having
white
some
and
color-related
balls.
issues there, Mike?
Whatever. So the ball he's straight in on. Let's call that the 12 ball. I would take the 12 first for shape on the 14.
And it looks like he's maybe got an angle to drift up, which is what he doesn't want to do.
No, he doesn't.
So he's just going to want to stop here.
Or follow. He could follow it, take it to the other corner.
Well, that's what I thought, is
Okay.
follow it there and come back.
Okay, I like he's got a kind of a careful stroke. I like it.
The only thing I don't like about that is this. I like the follow through straight through, not the pullback.
Yeah, this is tough.
That 7 ball's huge right there.
Yeah, man. This is tough.
Because the only way to, not the only way, but you want to draw to get closer to that lower left-hand corner pocket so that you're coming out clean to the 7.
Yeah.
But that's going to mean speed.
He's got to get that cue ball to the center of the table so he can make the last stripe in the side.
I'm playing
and have
this
a
with
shot at the 8.
I'm playing this with inside.
Yeah. With inside?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I am too because I don't see.
There you go. Oh, no. Oh, man.
For the record, he was going sending that cue ball up by the 2 ball so that he could make that shot, the last stripe in the bottom right-hand corner pocket, which would have worked. Which is a legitimate way to go about it.
Corey Duell was literally betting people that they couldn't put their cue ball on the center diamond and shoot it into the side pocket. He was betting someone in particular, but then he was saying, all right, you can't do 5 in a row. And it was surprising how many people struggled with that.
Really?
Just shooting from that diamond, because it's a small little gap.
Interesting.
And when you're doing it, it's unconscious. But when you have to do it, when you bet,
yeah.
Of course I can do
right,
that all of a sudden. All right. Yeah, that 7 was a beach ball.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was huge, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, somebody out there's got to confirm the mouse story. I'm gonna keep telling it until I know it's true.
That's what I like to do. I like to tell rumors about people until someone can confirm it's not true. That's a great.
That's how you do it, right?
Right.
I don't know how these things work. I mean, anybody who's going to take me seriously, that's your first mistake right there. Goes for you too, Mike.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, shouldn't be an issue, right?
Right. Every time I see bang time pools on there, I think he's a John Witherspoon fan. Makes me want to say bang bang.
A bang bang. You taking the 2 to the 1, or are you taking the 7?
I'm taking the 2 and the cue ball all the way over to the other right hand side of the table.
Yeah.
A little harder than that, God willing, but that's actually perfect. We've talked about this before. I like to go to the rail and then bounce a little off the rail. That just barely touching the rail. I don't like it.
Are you familiar with the term "God willing" and the creek don't rise?
Yeah.
I like that one.
Are you familiar with Hell's Bells and Panther Tracks?
No.
Okay, now you are.
Hell's Bells and Panther
Witherspoon
Tracks.
was awesome funny. Yeah, R.I.P.
I don't know if I like that shot. A great cut down the rail on the 5. So this is 5, 6, 7, 8, right? 5,
Definitely.
6,
Yeah,
7,
yeah.
8.
Well, let me say, the 7 is a little tricky. So if I took the 5 and ended up dead straight on the 7 with the ability to draw back to get perfect on the 6, I'm taking the 7 first.
For sure.
But yeah, I definitely hear what you're saying.
I'm not really sure what they were leaving there. It just doesn't seem like them. It's kind of no man's land. He's looking at back cutting the 7 now. And drifting down for the 6.
Yeah.
It's a pretty
Well,
steep
there you
angle
go.
there.
I'll check that out, John. I'll check that out. Yeah, he was a real one.
This is good natural line. You just the natural line could also be behind the 8. So you just want to make sure you don't get behind that 8 ball.
Yeah, and you don't want to scratch in the side off the 8 too.
Oh, dude. Just rubbing it
Is
in,
there?
aren't you?
What do you got?
Rick Jones and his meatball situation.
Interesting.
Nice. I saw him in the crock
Oh,
pot.
nice. See,
What a great
that's
shot.
great. I like using other object balls as back spots.
Me too.
As backstops.
It's back spots.
Well, it's like the whispering shadow.
That's right.
Controversy coming your way.
You have some controversy coming my way.
Rick, jump in here. Tell us what's going on.
Be prepared for it.
Dun, dun, dun. I'll bet it doesn't have anything to do with Western BCA. I'm not going to bet much, but I'll bet. No, Mike is not muted. That is a lack of response. He's a not mentator right now, not a commentator.
Yeah, give me a second.
Deep breath. Here we go. Oh, no. Man, oh, man. They were out, too. Gosh, that's a heartbreaking miss. And you really haven't seen many mistakes like that out of Ryan. I've just been blown away with his performance. He and TJ have shot really, really well together, and you haven't seen many rookie mistakes. Ryan wrote on here. He just hasn't had much experience in these situations, and he has not played like that. He's played like a boss. So hard to see that happen. They're bound to come out every now and then. This is a big shot here. Oh, man. And he pinched it beautifully, but this is no gimme. All right, and that was Don shooting that one. This is Jason stepping at the table. I'm sure Charlene and Bradley are out there cheering him on. Let's drill this ball. What a great shot. Man, oh, man. And that's cool. I think these guys are pretty similar Fargo rated. I haven't looked it up, but at first I kind of thought that Don was the stronger, more seasoned player. But, man, I've seen terrific play out of Jason today. Jason has made a couple mistakes yesterday, and I felt like Don kind of got it back in line. But he's definitely pulled through in some really pressure situations. So heck of a play there. Don, nice shooting. I know that Don's wife Jan and his kids, Chris and Tracy, are out there cheering him on. Probably Ethan too. I don't know how old Ethan is, but so taking a 2-1 lead. This is a race to 3. Man, this is tough action. So race to 3, $1,200 set. Winner pulling down $3,200, $1,600 apiece. Second place pulling out $2,000 and $1,000 apiece. It's a swing of $600 a person. Gotta think they want to break and run this. You're up 2-1. You're on the hill. How are you feeling, Mike?
I'd be feeling great. The guy on the hill is breaking.
Yeah.
Did he make a ball? It doesn't look like it, but he.
No.
Yeah.
Dude, you are counting furiously right now, aren't you?
Yeah, in any position. Any position.
Sitting at the table, you're
if
counting?
I'm sitting
You're not
right now and it's
when you're
not my
sitting.
turn, I'm counting.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am. Yeah. Negative talk or the wrong kind of thoughts, by the time it gets to be your turn, can have a real effect on your turn.
Mhm.
Okay? So if I start thinking, I could give you examples of negative speak, but we all know what we say to ourselves in our head, the not nice way we talk to ourselves. If I
do a
catch
lot of
myself
big
doing
dummy.
that when I'm sitting in there, big dummy would be your key to be like 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
See, this pace is
23,
better.
24.
It's better than yesterday. It was faster yesterday.
Okay. The
Maybe
pace
it's the
changes,
teens.
so
Maybe
we're
I
going to
like
get
the
into that.
teens. Yeah.
Anyway.
Christopher, you're welcome.
Lord
Glad you're
Almighty.
watching out there. I'm glad you're enjoying the stream. Thanks for tuning in, cheering on your family.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's what it's all about.
And, man, right now we got TJ and Ryan trying to make this even. They just ran through that first set, and it was looking like they were running through the second. Ryan's definitely trying to get away from that last rack and just shoot pool like he's done this whole time. I think he kind of underhit that a little bit. Do you think he's playing for the 15?
I think I would. Yeah, I think the 15 goes.
Trying to break the 15-13.
Yeah.
Okay. So 15 on the side, hitting the 13. It looks like the 10, 9, 13 all out pockets. I mean, as long as that 13 pushes somewhere productive, just don't want to get it married to
It's
that 4
tough
ball.
because I'll tell you what. That was
Oh, that was the
really
11
nice.
ball.
They're trying to take apart this rack, and that made it. That pushed them a long
Doable.
ways towards doable. Yeah. That
I
was
think
a big shot.
I'm playing the 10, 13, 11, 9. I'm trying to kind of punch out between the 11, 8
Yeah.
off the right side rail.
Yep.
Okay, he was
Bummer.
trying to hold for the 9.
Bummer.
Ugh. Yeah, that is a bummer because the other thing that happened when he broke out that 11, he broke out the 5 ball.
Yeah.
And there is not much trouble out there. This is
Yeah.
a clear path to victory right now for Texas.
Seriously.
Oh,
Race to 3. Oh, Scotch is so much pressure. Scotch and team, so much pressure.
totally.
Seriously.
Scotch, it's intimate. Like, I feel so much more like I let a person down. With teams, I'm like, yeah, I blew it. I'm sorry,
Right.
y'all. But it's
Right.
not one person who I'm,
Right.
yeah. Oh. Nice shot there for Don. I think Don's a little nervous here. But, I mean, still
It's hard
shooting.
out. It's
How
hard
do you
not to
not
be
be
nervous.
nervous?
My
Totally.
God,
In the
yeah, this is
finals?
so difficult.
This is big money, too.
At the end for big money, I think everybody, I am hoping for the easiest 3 ball out imaginable, and I'd
Praying.
really like ball in hand before I start. Seriously, because yeah, I'm scared to death. When I say adult Halloween, the haunted house, I'm serious.
Mhm.
It's scary.
Oh, for sure.
My heart's beating.
Oh, no.
God dang.
Oh, no. Gosh darn it. Just bobbling that ball. All right,
Did
both
he get
teams have
lucky?
done it. I think he got really lucky. I think that's a very fortunate shot. There,
I think he can jump the 9-14 combo if nothing else, and if he doesn't have to jump it,
you're saying jump into the 9-14 combo.
yeah, I think if he has to, he can jump that 4 ball. Just it's a tiny shred of a jump.
I think that's what you got to do
Yeah.
here. Unfortunately, it's probably a dart jump. No, maybe not. Maybe it can be on the side of the
Right-handed,
table.
no, right-handed. Your knee on the table if need be. You should be all right.
He's not right-handed. He's
First
a
thing I
lefty.
do with that shot, hitch up my pants.
It's a good because you're in position 3. You want to be in position 1.
Right.
You want to start from 1. You don't want to go falling
That's
down.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
Starting from 3 is dangerous.
That's exactly right.
It's funny you said right-handed because he is a southpaw, and that totally changes the shot. I think he's looking at back cutting the 11 to the 15.
Yeah.
I think you gotta jump this, or even masse. I mean, that's a nippy little shot, but very, very doable. Is he just playing the combo? I don't
he's
even think he
playing
can
the
see
combo.
enough of it, can
Yeah,
he?
I don't either. No.
Oof.
I'm going to go talk to him.
Yeah. Sorry.
Excuse me, sir.
I'm going to call a ref and a replay,
Right.
and I want to know your intention. Tell
Can
me a
you
little
borrow
something
my
about
jump
this
cue?
shot.
You can borrow my jump cue. We can talk about it.
You can call for a pinch hitter.
Oh, he's looking at one rail kick. He's asking himself, if I one rail kick that in, do I have a shot at the 9?
Mm-hmm.
So he's
pointed
not
at the
looking
other
at.
pocket.
Did he really?
I think he's looking at the combo. Yeah. Holy cow. For the cash, almost making 3 balls in 1. That's huge. You know what happened when he made that combo?
I became speechless.
The second ball went in
Isn't
too.
that
He hit
crazy?
that
He hit
pure.
that so straight that the second ball
Wow.
went in.
Holy cow!
Listen, yeah.
He is not going down. This is going hill.
That's when you go sit down and look at your partner and be like, "Hey, it's your turn now, buddy.
Yeah.
All right,
Go for
yeah,
it.
I was in a tough spot, so I made 2 balls at once."
That's also though
What you gonna
what you
do?
got to be careful of is intimidating your partner.
Oh, yeah.
Being like, see,
Okay, so let's talk about it. 9 ball up top, right hand side, or
I'm
does he gotta
hitting-
try and come around?
I'm trying to not even touch the rail until it's resting on the rail as close to the 9 as freaking possible. I am just drawing off this
Yeah.
because I don't want it to hit the rail and bounce out even a centimeter. I want it to be dead straight.
Right.
How about you? I know straight to
It's
straight
gotta
supposed to
get.
be hard,
It's
but
it's that 9 ball's got to get past the 4 ball. So I guess the first thing I need to know is does that really happen?
for sure.
If it gets past the 4, yeah, I'm gonna draw it back a teeny bit onto the rail, and I agree with you about wanting to be straight. I do not want to cut it up the rail.
No. And I'm just going to stop it. I'm not going to roll forward. I'm going to stop it for a cut in the side. I want to do that. That's what I want to do.
Dude, that's where I'd put it with ball in hand.
Totally.
Other than I'd like to be
Other
at
side.
the bottom. Well,
Yeah.
I'd like to be at the bottom right hand pocket, But yeah,
Yeah.
anyway,
Great shot.
that was a great shot.
I'm really impressed with these guys' play.
This team is strong, dude.
TJ took 3rd in gold division. He was telling me. Exactly. Stop that ball.
That was a $1,200 shot, I believe.
No, they're gonna. If they win this, they're going hill.
I feel like you're contradicting me.
Just
Only
'cause
with
you're
the
wrong.
Facts.
Just because
Only with the facts.
just because you're mistaken, you know.
Okay, all right,
Wrong
well,
is
that's legit.
the wrong choice.
Uh,
Holy cow! Going
wow.
2-2, and they're breaking. So those guys went from hill up a game, breaking. Huge
Dude.
swoop. Man, oh man, that's exciting. And we've
Is
seen these
that
guys break and
billiard
run around.
apparel sticks? Western? No, what?
What's that?
I'm trying to read his shirt.
The shirt.
2020.
That's his last name. 2020 BCA.
And it says sticks on the front of it.
Sticks is where they play out of.
He got him some customized shirts.
You know where he got that?
No,
Right here in the casino.
they customize it here at
Customize
them.
your stuff.
Are you
Totally.
serious?
Absolutely, 100%.
How much?
They're not that much. They make team shirts. So have you been in that room over there?
No.
It's pretty crazy. $40 you can get like a jersey, a jacket, and a towel or a tote bag with the 2020 stuff or
Really?
it doesn't say 2020 though, it says Worlds. So a lot of the sale stuff says Worlds, but it's not the 2020 specific. I'll bet that stuff is the customizable stuff's probably quite a bit more expensive.
That's pretty cool, man.
It is.
You know what mine would say?
What?
Mike D. Yeah, I like that.
So
I like
they're
that.
probably sponsored by the Pool Hall. Sticks probably bought their
Yeah,
jerseys
of course.
for
No,
them.
that's cool, man. We do a similar thing with Western BCA, but you have to pre-order the shirts. You get on the company's website, Hustlin'. May have heard of them?
I have heard of it.
Pretty big.
I didn't know Tony did that.
Yes. Yeah, you can customize your shirts if you
I
jump on the
wanted
website.
to ask
Yeah.
Tony if he had any. So I don't rock hustling. I just don't. And it's not anything against Tony or hustling because I actually really I think the brand's sweet.
It's funny you should say that because he is so mad at you. All right, go ahead with your
so
story.
mad at me right now. The only reason is everybody rocks hustling. There's a whole lot of it. But when I was at Derby, they had the coolest Derby shirt there was, and it was the welcome to Derby City Classic. It's got like a picture of the venue. It was awesome. And I didn't end up buying one. I thought about it and I was going to go talk to him and be like, do you still have any more of those Derby shirts?
Oh, dude.
Because it was sweet.
I like their Derby logo. I know exactly what
It
you're
was
talking
killer.
about. I have the sweatshirt and the t-shirt. I stopped wearing billiard apparel.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Entirely.
Because I'm in a weird position where I have to choose billiard apparel companies at times, and I don't want to be biased. So I stopped wearing any of them. But yeah, it's put me in a weird position sometimes. I'm wearing Bad Boys shirt for my matches because I need a collared shirt.
Yeah.
I figure I'll rep Bad Boys.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But you're looking at somebody sponsoring you, so you don't want to be rocking something else and then have somebody be like, "Oh, I was gonna."
No, it's more Western BCA for choosing vendors and things like that. It started to things got tricky. We need an official shirt supplier for 2000 and whatever, and I'm the hustling guy. Well, it gets a little weird. So yeah, so I stopped wearing or representing any billiard apparel.
Well, now Tony is mad. I mean, he was mad enough at me, but I didn't buy anything. You buy stuff. Now he's super mad.
I don't think he needs my money, and I'm still nice to Tony and make sure that he's taken care of.
He's so awesome.
He's so nice.
He is,
It's a great
again, one of the
company.
nicest
Yes.
people in pool.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, and Shannon, too, his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm still down with hustling. Most definitely.
You know what brand I really liked? Got
Uh,
Hustle.
Got hustled.
And that
I
wasn't
never
around
understood
for a
that
long
one.
time.
I never understood it.
Never understood it,
I know if you got hustled, I don't think you should put that on a shirt.
which is
You
why I
should
think
try
it's
not
funny.
to get hustled. That's why it's funny. Got hustled.
But I mean,
It's the
Joel,
opposite of every other shirt.
Totally.
Right? Yeah.
I'm not saying
Yeah.
like
8 on the snap.
championship.
Tough action. Jam up.
Yeah.
I got hustled.
Yeah.
No, I got it.
Dummy.
You're right.
That's me.
Sucker. Right?
Yeah.
That could be the brand of
Sucker.
sucker. You
Sucker's
could,
pretty
and it
good.
could have a lollipop. A Joe Schmo pool
Suck
player
on
with a
this.
lollipop
Yeah.
holding his cue. Forlorn. Sucker brand.
And it's a sad face.
It's a
It's a mopey.
Oh, it's a sad existence. Yeah,
Yeah,
listen.
that's true.
Definitely.
Meanwhile, we are Hill. Oh my goodness. Caught that point. That's a scary shot. And it's also an unfortunate one. If he didn't catch that point, he was drifting out to be perfect.
Yeah, fat lollipop in a pool cue. Yeah, exactly. John.
Excuse me. But he's in trouble now. Oh my gosh. He hit that.
2-2.
So he just took that long straight shot and just cut that point in the upper right hand corner pocket.
Okay.
And it just pushed him straight into trouble. The way he shot combos, I mean, maybe he's thinking about the 11-10. Gotta think safe here.
I just don't even know, buddy.
I guess you could.
I think he can maybe make the 11 ball. I think with a right hand English, he can throw the 11 to go off the 3, possibly even just into the
There you
corner.
go.
Yeah.
What about just rolling? That's
Yeah,
what he's
like
shooting.
that. Yeah, good shot, man.
What an awesome shot. Leaves himself a line to cut that 9 ball. Do you think that 9 goes?
Yeah, especially
I
with
do.
some bottom left, some extreme bottom left. I bet you throw that thing right in there.
Yeah.
And that's if you have to. It's on the monitor. It's hard to tell sometimes, but yeah, I just always figure worst case scenario.
Yeah, unfortunately, it kind of pushes that 12 ball into trouble area. And it may push that 8 ball in the way of the 10. So hopefully that's not the case. But I think the 9's definitely the shot here. Guess you can take the 14 and try and use the 10 to get to a better spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if the 9's underneath the 12, I mean, that's going to push the 12 right at the 8.
Yeah.
Which is pushing the 8 right at the 10. Drawn off it. He's going to make sure he pushes this. Takes a stab at it, and I think he clipped the other ball on the way in.
And yes, of course.
Perfect.
2-2.
2-2, man, oh man. He was trying to get on the backside of that 6 ball.
John, I like your comment. That's funny, man. Yeah.
I put this big old screen on here and now I can't even see it. That's better.
I like it.
Playing the 7 to get back behind the 6. 6 is your trouble ball.
Yeah, the 6 is definitely the trouble ball.
I think he's looking at wedging it, and from that distance from the pocket, I don't like that.
No, I don't either. I'm afraid the 14 is going to be in his way, but no, I think if he jack up draws to make the 7, I think he can back it up and not hit the 14, and then drag that cue ball back to where you're talking about underneath the 6 ball. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you got to make sure the jack up draws, because clipping that 14 would be a real problem.
Yes, it would. Yeah, because then you're going into that stack, and you don't need to go into that stack.
It's not gonna. I just want you to know he does not like either of our ideas.
No, he doesn't. What's he shooting?
2-6.
He's looking at the
2-4 combo.
It passes. It's so hard. Oh man, playing safe. Okay.
Okay. Have you seen Matt McInnes recently? I saw him once 2 days
ago.
Same here.
If he left without hanging out and getting a beer, I'm going to be.
Yeah, I was hoping to hang out with him, but I was
mad.
I was busy when I saw him too. So yeah, I'm hoping I'll have to send him a message soon.
I'm going to be mad, McGinnis. That's right.
I'd go watch you guys have a beer.
Yeah, come with.
Nice.
You don't drink at all, do you?
I just don't like alcohol. I drank not a lot. I drank in high school every weekend because that's what we did. But it's when I got out of high school, and I'm 49 now. As the years have gone on, yeah, it's been probably 3 years since I've had a drink of alcohol. And then when I drank, I had like a half a beer or something. And,
totally.
I just don't like it.
When I take breaks from drinking, I come back to it and I'm like, wait a minute, I feel like that all the time? And then you forget when you just do it consistently. And then you take a break and you're like, whoa, I feel that way? I've been making that mistake for a while. So I don't know if I like taking that long ball now.
He's worried it's a scratch shot off this 15, I think. His body language is telling me.
Why aren't you taking... Oh, we're on the stripes now. It's the other person's turn. Gotcha.
If he does take the 15, I think he has to, once again, with the jack-up draw, he's got to bang that 9 ball out of there. Okay, never mind.
I don't think it's a scratch shot either.
I thought he was taking the 15 to the top
upper
left
left-hand corner pocket.
And that's why I said put some bottom right on it to bang that 9 out of there. But I don't know. Okay, he's cutting that 15. Okay. That's a shot. It goes. Ooh, and he breaks
shoots
out the
so
9.
Straight.
Wow. Excuse me while I shut up. Hey, that was a good shot. I know it didn't work out for him, but that was a great shot.
Breaks it back in.
Dude,
I think he might have hit himself with the cue. Maybe it just looked that way. All right, just look that way. It's a swipe, but gets him back at the table. You got a couple safety options here.
I'm waiting to see a combo now. I feel like they're going to just do a 10-14 combo. These guys are some shot makers,
Yes, they are. Yeah, none of those shots have looked challenging to him.
No.
Make it from anywhere on the table.
Don't you think you have to take the combo? What else do you got?
I'm playing off the 10 ball, and I'm trying to get behind the 14.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to sell out the 7 ball.
No, I like your idea. That makes your idea's better than mine.
Or maybe not get all the way back there. Maybe just leave it by the head rail.
I mainly like your idea better because the 8 doesn't go. So my idea involves trying to run out when probably the 8 doesn't really go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and leaving him far away on the rail, even if it's not behind something.
Right now?
Yeah, I mean, that's,
Yeah.
We played with a guy years ago named Rick Hodge, and Rick Hodge said, in sometimes situations like this, let your opponent slit his own throat, which is a little cold, but I've seen that strategy work. Sometimes sit back, let him do it.
Yeah.
He's going to leave your ball in hand on the 8 ball. Just wait. It's not always the best strategy, but it is a workable strategy. It's right up there with rope-a-dope. It might not always be the right thing to do.
Yeah. Morally speaking, or just in general?
It's a strategy to win. Rope-a-dope
Gotcha.
is letting somebody punch you a lot, right? So that's not always going to be the way to go. But it worked once.
Yeah.
It
I saw the
movie.
Famously.
Right, exactly.
So I like that it blocked the 5, but man, I would have pushed forward and tried to deal with that 5 right then.
Yeah.
Maybe the angle wasn't there.
It must not have been. So
So
would you
that's
bank the 6 back to the side?
No, I think I would take the 3 and try and deal with the 5 next. I think I'd go
You
3
think
and
the
try
three
and make.
goes? Yeah, no, I didn't think if the three goes. I think you're right. Take the 3 and then try and hit the 5 with it. With the
I
cue
would
ball,
try
I
and
mean.
hit the 10.
Oh, okay. Yes.
So
Yes,
try
that
and
makes
take the
perfect
3.
sense. Of course. So come up high on the 5 ball, so where you're actually hitting the 10 ball. Yeah.
Worst case scenario, you're going to leave yourself the same bank on the 6.
Right. Right.
I shouldn't say worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, I mean the ball flies off the table, hits somebody in the head, and you get sued.
I think
Never play
the
pool again.
chandelier falls on the table.
This lighting rig,
Yeah, exactly.
a lot of
That's
casualties.
extensive, isn't it?
Yeah.
I heard about the expense of putting all those trusses up there.
I can't believe
It's
it.
not cheap.
No, and if you look at how many lights are hung, it seems a bit overblown. Wow. Okay. That's a shot too. What I don't like is that it leaves these shot makers a shot at that 9 ball. And man, oh man, they're one bank shot away from winning this match right now. And I do think they're going to have to bank that 10 ball.
Right.
I might save it. The 8 ball has a pocket now, but the scary thing about banking that 10 ball is chances are good you're touching the 5, and it's pretty easy to knock that in the way of the 8.
Right.
Taking his time to think through this one.
God, I
Very
can't blame
smart.
him. Jeez.
Not at all. This is DJ at the table right now, getting shouts out from Justin.
Nice.
Yeah, hopefully they got lots of friends watching out there.
I
This
hope
is a
so.
pretty
I
awesome
hope
thing.
so, yeah.
This is Worlds, baby. This is Worlds, baby.
This is Worlds, baby. 6%. I forgot to bring my phone charger.
Shoot. You can borrow mine. Oh, yeah.
You show off.
I was just making a joke about yesterday. I thought that my battery pack was dead,
Oh, really?
but it's totally working. I just haven't charged my phone enough since I've been here for the battery pack to charge.
Shit.
That's saying something.
Well, this is a funny position to be in right here. They're just going to try and make it happen.
I think definitely 9 first.
That's a good call. Yeah. You think 9 and then leave yourself a bank on the 10 ball?
I either do the bank now or I do the bank after I shoot the 12.
Yeah, because if you're not prepared to bank the 10 ball, you probably shouldn't make the 9, right?
Totally.
Yeah. Yeah, and I kind of agree. At this point, I'm going for it, man. I flew to Vegas. It's 2-2.
Yeah.
I'm making a $2,000 for my team, $1,000 a man, no matter what happens. Yeah, I'm
That's the
going for
nice thing is you, one way or the other, I mean, of course you want to win it. Of course you want to say you got first and not
Right,
second.
right.
But you know you already got to the finals.
Yeah.
You're walking
Yep.
away with $1,000
Yep.
in your pocket.
Yep.
Nice shot.
Yeah, and really, if you could
Doesn't
bank
even
that
touch the
10 ball
rim.
as your last, yeah, because at least
From
the
this
14
position,
or
you
whatever,
take the 12 first.
No, from this position, I might take that 10 because the 5's going to stop my cue ball, and I kind of like that for shape on the 14. Yeah,
But
I
you're
might
going to
bank
knock
it
the
in.
5 in the way.
I might. Yeah,
That's what I'm afraid of. I want to be
yeah,
on this side. I want to be
yeah.
playing it straight. And I
Here's
want to leave a little
here's what
angle.
I'm really afraid of, though, is that if I try and do something tricky, I'm never going to get this good a shape on the bank again. I'm never going to get this good. You know what I mean?
And you're going to be wishing this was the bank you were
think,
shooting.
why didn't I? What was I thinking? How?
Yep.
And you only get one shot, kind of, to get bank shape, which is off of this 15. Yeah, I'd take it now.
Yep.
Mainly because I was afraid I wouldn't get better later.
Missed it a little wide.
He was smart on how much he moved that 5 ball. He didn't let it get.
He got it out of the
8.
way.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, you make that bank and you're dead out.
Right.
Still got to deal with the 12 to the 8, but looking pretty good. We got a big shout out from Chris. Let's go Texas. Texas back at the table right now.
Nice.
And this is looking good. Kind of got to make that 3 before you can deal with the 5, which makes the
you're right, 'cause
6
it's in
to
the lane.
2-5 a
Yeah.
little interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to draw into it. I think it's going to go 3, 6, 5. And then you got to deal with the 5 too. So this is no walk in the park.
Do you think there's any world that he's thinking, I'm going to leave my partner a 2-5 combination for the corner pocket?
I have been stunned at how many combinations have been left, but
Okay.
no, I don't think that's the world we're living in. I think that world exists. I just don't think it's this one.
I got you.
Yeah.
Personally, you and I are playing Scotch, let's say.
Uh-huh.
I would rather you left me a combo than nothing, which I know sounds
for sure.
sounds obvious, but I
Yep.
mean, that is one thing to keep in mind with this little run right here is
Yep.
before I do some flyer where I draw the cue ball back to those balls and hope something crazy happens, I say, screw it, I'm gonna stop shot the 6 ball and I'm leaving you a 2-5 combo, buddy.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna try and leave you straight, because right now it's not like it's comboed straight to the pocket. So I would try and leave you as best as I could.
I wonder if you can knock that 5 towards the side and freeze between the 8-2. Okay.
Yeah,
So this
see,
is drawn back to the foot rail and over?
Well, no, this is what I'm talking about. I punch the 6 and drift the cue ball out to the right 8 inches, 6 inches, and leave you a 2-5 combo.
Over here in the lower right?
I leave you right here.
Uh-huh.
I just punch that cue ball over to the after I make the 6, I punch it over 8 inches and leave you a 2-5 combo.
You know what I do?
What?
Is I draw this back into the foot rail and pop up, and I overdraw it. I don't leave you anything. Oh, I think that 2 goes up top? Is that what's going on here? Riddle me this.
Yes,
If that goes,
yes.
that's a terrific shot.
Yes, if that goes, that was a terrific shot.
And I think it does. I think we're seeing more shadow.
Much better than the pretend me leaving the pretend you a combo.
Totally.
Because the pretend you didn't sound that into it.
I just don't want to let you down. You know, pretend me
pretend
cares.
Pretend cares about the pretend me.
Yeah.
I get it, man. I get it. And I'm not just pretending to get it.
I believe that.
Fabulous shot. Once again, gotta say. Great
Sure.
shape. That shape, another 1.5 to the right, and he does not have a shot at the 2 ball. That ain't
Pro
easy.
side.
That is
Man.
not easy. That's a big pressure shot right there.
That's huge.
Long green.
Those were $1,600 shots right there.
Yeah.
800 apiece.
This one.
You just got to make sure you don't hit that 12 ball.
Yeah.
And I think you're fine. I think you just don't hit as much English as you're used to hitting.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Oh my God.
Wow. Pool is cool.
There was some
awesome,
tension
dude.
there.
Seriously.
Yeah. No way. Look at this.
Well, that'll happen. I've done that before.
That will happen.
Not the worst part, but one of the negatives for that of him is that the 8 is not in the jaws. So
Totally.
this is not a do or die for situation for his.
There's
his
nothing give me about this.
Yeah. That was $1,200.
So I mean, in this situation, you're one shot away. If you stop shot this, safest shot is right up down that rail.
Yeah.
If you do it, you stop, you're dead on the 10.
Now the same thing happened earlier with an 8 ball, right?
It did.
Yeah. So I mean, it's those are things that, again, I talk about counting, which I know sounds silly, but those are little brain fart moments that think about what you're going to do with the money or something, and miss a shot you'd never miss otherwise.
No. Okay, so doesn't stop it, and the advantage to not stopping it is if he would have shot a stop shot on that ball wouldn't have gone in.
Yeah.
You watch it. I mean, he rolls it in.
Yep.
And that's how it went in.
I agree.
So
especially if you watch it. We just watched the replay. It hit the rail pretty high up, and Summerfield's right. If he popped that, it would have rattled.
Yeah. So
the negative is though.
Now you're a little steep on this, and you kind of got to go to the foot rail and back out.
And it matters because it's for $1,200, and now you're feeling all awkward and weird. Yeah, it's
nice thing though.
I like it. He's just right-hand English, going to come down to the rail, back up, just like a confident person who plays pool. Good for him.
Filthy, beautiful.
Seriously.
Yeah. I do think. Are you crossing over on this one?
Oh God, here's what I'm thinking. Don't scratch. Oh my God, don't scratch. No, I can't really hold it up, or I could leave you a really
I can
steep
try,
cut.
and I can be on the 8 ball.
But
If I
yeah,
try to hold
exactly.
this,
or I can come across, and that's going to work out perfectly. Except also every once in a while, I'm going to scratch, and every once in a while, I'm going to almost scratch, and I'm going to hook you on the point. Probably 1 out of.
Oh, that's what I mean.
Smoke break.
Smoke break.
Check, please.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, now first and foremost, they need a ref. Seriously,
Oh,
they
100%.
need a ref
100%
right
ref.
now.
If they don't call it one, I'm gonna.
I love this shot. If I'm playing in my basement, I jack up and I do a one rail bank because I think it's aimed.
If I set this up, I think he's cutting this ball.
I think he definitely is. Yeah, I'm just saying that I like the
You
one
like the
rail
bank.
bank on this because it's straight, and my jack up mass A, I can stay center of the cue ball and impart center English. But but for the cash, that's in my basement. That's why I start out with that. For the cash, I'm cutting it to the left.
I set this up in your basement. I say, hey, Mike, I bet you $1,200 you can't make this shot.
I'm gonna stay here. I wish they'd get a ref, man. God damn it.
They're both looking at it. I really
The
hope
whole team came
I'm
out.
stepping over here.
Yeah, god damn it. Y'all better get a ref.
I hope they will.
If you're at home watching this, I officially think this is get a ref time.
Yeah.
It's $1,200.
And I want to say something, but it's not my place.
If I'm shooting, I want a ref because I don't want you to be like, hey, that was a foul. And I'm like, dude, that was not a foul.
Yeah,
and now we feel some kind of way about each other for the next 8 years we see each other.
Totally.
You know, I don't need that.
Oh my gosh. I think the reason they're not is because he's shooting away from it. I don't think he's jacking up a MSA, and I think he's shooting straight into that side rail.
Yeah, I get all that, and I know you get, I know you know, but yeah, I'm calling a ref.
Yeah, immediately.
With that shooting away thing, he may try and put some English on it that makes him slide a little bit or push the cue ball a little bit. I mean, that,
They're getting a ref.
Oh, good.
Oh, I'm so relieved. I've been sitting down this whole time, and I was finally standing up. I was too antsy. Man, and it doesn't get much better than this. I mean, this is already a $1,200 race to 3. It's now a $1,200 8 ball.
Dude. Just as a fact. So we're working really hard to get a microphone so we can interview teams and players as they win.
Yeah.
This would be one where I'm like, oh, I really can't wait to talk to these guys. Okay, here we go, folks.
Oh, just short. Positives. You just left it on the other end of the table, and this is no gimme either. And if you're the team watching him shoot that shot, it's already in your throat.
Jesus.
And now you got to step up and drill this ball. We've watched Jason stay alive with this shot.
I've missed this shot so many times.
We've watched Jason drill. Oh,
dude.
Oh, dude.
It keeps ending up not nice too. This is not nice.
It's just so much. It's too much pressure.
Oh my God.
This is why the pros don't miss those balls, and every amateur we know does.
So I'm going to 2-rail that to the bottom rail now. I'm just going to
2-rail
the 8 ball.
Cue ball's coming down towards the center diamond. You just know you're banking it short.
Yeah, I'm using bottom left on the cue ball, so it almost stops, but it drags down a little bit, and I'm banking that 8 ball 2 rails to land in the middle of the bottom rail.
Yep.
I want an error on the side of hitting it too hard because I'm leaving the cue ball on the left-hand side of the table. I can let the 8 ball drift a little farther to the left-hand side of the table before I'm in trouble.
See, one thing that I'm really guilty of in this shot is I overhit this shot because I want to do both. I want to get the cue ball to the foot rail as well as do that, and you can't do both.
No, you can't.
You got to choose one.
Yeah.
So I like that. I think I learned something right there. He's trying to make this ball in the upper right-hand corner.
I agree with you about that. It was bankable. Oh, Jesus.
Holy cow. Well, I tell you what, this has been some remarkable Scotch doubles pool, and both these teams have played incredibly.
Oh, that was an amazing set. They played so good. Oh,
really
it's
good to get there.
heartbreaking.
No kidding.
Seasoning is painful. That was great set for these guys.
No kidding.
$1,000 a man for the second place.
$1,000 a man, $2,000 purse.
Dude.
I don't know if they're going to shoot it or not.
$1,600 a man for the winner.
$1,600 a man.
Dude.
Texas pulling it down.
Right. Hey, Summerfield, this has been awesome, man. Thank you very much.
Totally. Yeah. Ryan Moore, TJ Fioranelli, congratulations on runner-up in that position.
Definitely.
And a huge shout-out to Don Baker, Jason Gladden. Congratulations, you guys, on this big win. Congratulations, Texas.
Definitely. Yeah, CSI 2020 Expo. and the Worlds,
Bad-
PCA Worlds.
Yeah, Bad
Brought to
Boys
you.
TV.
Yeah,
Brought to you by OBQs. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be right back. I guarantee they got something for us.
definitely. Thank you guys. Have a
See
good
you
one.
real
Bye.
soon.